Well, Arsenal are leading the race to sign Declan Rice, but they are not only ones that are really leading the race to sign this player, because there is another club that is so much interested in the player and they're trying to really sweet talk him together. So welcome to Rokani Media Football, as the Tielemans free transfer to Arsenal is really incoming and expected to happen in the summer, confirmed to us by Jacob's Bain. And obviously Gary Neville has come out and really told us what really surprised him at one of the Arsenal players when Gabriel Jesus got injured, and that player has really given him a shocker of his life ever since he has been into the game of football, covering it and playing it. Rokani David is my name. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, that's the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. Then after, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. Now, today is a Thursday, and I've already brought you the match preview of Brentford, Arsenal versus Brentford, a game they're going to host at the Emirates on Saturday. And I've said everything. You can go ahead and watch that video. I've also liked it. I watched the entire video. You know, every time I do a video, I watch it again to see to it that I get my mistakes, how I perfect, how I improve on my presentation, the articulation, and how I dissect what you guys enjoy most onto this channel. But don't forget to continue subscribing, guys, right? Continue to subscribe, because right now we are really having a good number of subscribers. And let me check. We are how many subscribers from... How many subscribers are we from hitting 12,000 subscribers? Let me check and see. All right, like 100. So guys, please continue to subscribe. Continue to subscribe and show me some love, guys. And don't forget to smash the like button close to 300 times. Let's take it to 300 times, right? 300 will do us great, and it really move this video or move it places. Now let's get into the first story of the day, as a man known as Jacob's Bain is the brain behind it, and he really went ahead and hinted something about Tielemans to Arsenal, and this was his take. Now, he said Tielemans is expected to leave Leicester City this summer on a free, barring a U-turn on signing a new deal. Leicester would love to keep him, but Tielemans has been clear he doesn't want to extend. Arsenal still haven't ruled out signing him on a free transfer. Now, you know, if there is a midfielder that Nketiah has been chasing for years, it's none other than Tielemans. Since the summer of 2021, he has been having an increasing appetite to sign Tielemans. The tide is still the same at Arsenal. The answer is no, because the tide has really changed. By the time you wanted him, Odegaard had not yet really come here. That's it. Not so. I mean permanently. Jorginho was not here. Even in the summer of 2022, they went in for him, putting their bid that Leicester City rejected. But that doesn't show that Arsenal have gone ahead to really decline their interest in Tielemans. So Jacob's Bain is telling us that the fact is Arsenal haven't declined or ruled out signing Tielemans. And I believe Arteta has his own reasons as why he likes Tielemans. When you look at Tielemans, guys, Tielemans is a baller. He's a baller. And I think if they don't get him in the summer on a free, they are going to regret a lot having not gotten him when he was still at Leicester, and they really said no to the amount of money that Leicester requested from them. Do you know why? It's all going to be the hugest or the big bidder takes it all in the summer. Tielemans is human. Tielemans wants money, and I believe there are teams like Manchester United who have violated, who if at all they go ahead to sign in more players, they might violate the financial fair play rule. And having a player of the quality of Tielemans on the market would be a very good opportunity for them to land him at Manchester United. When you look at Liverpool, they're having a midfield crisis, a huge midfield crisis, and they might go out for Yuri Tielemans because Arthur Melo, ever since he came in through, has not played a single game for them on loan. He has been an injury-prone player, though he returned to training yesterday. When you look at Fabinho, he's really falling off. Thiago Alcantara is falling off. Then Naby Keita is moving out on a free. So Liverpool might show their interest in this player and obviously try to lure him into a convincement of joining their club. So there is even Manchester United. There is Manchester City because Ilkay Gundogan is leaving for Barcelona. He might leave for Barcelona. Bernardo Silva wants to go to Barcelona. So Yuri Tielemans is going to be wanted by all the top 6 clubs. He's going to be wanted by all those clubs. Now, can Arsenal go ahead and convince Tielemans? I believe Arsenal have an edge because I've read the story of Odegaard today that no one can give Mikel Arteta an audience to talk to him, to convince him to come to Arsenal, and he fails or really gets out of that dialogue unconvinced. Meaning that Arteta might be keeping tabs onto Tielemans, provided he wants to land him in the summer and telling him, please, I want you at this club. You are the missing piece in that midfield. And that will be a very good addition to Arsenal. I've always told you that if Arsenal manages to land in Nketiah or Declan Rice, as we're going to see in the next story here, that means you've brought in a young and permanent replacement for Thomas Partey. You bring in Tielemans, that means you've brought in a permanent replacement for Granit Xhaka. And you bring in Tielemans, Xhaka goes on the bench. Tielemans becomes a starter, and Xhaka acts as the backup of Tielemans because Tielemans has more to his game going forward than Granit Xhaka. But some Arsenal fans will say, the last player we signed on the free really came here and flopped. Who was that player? It was Willian. So, Willian coming in at Arsenal, he came in and flopped, that's it. He flopped, but I believe Willian's career has been characterized by a lot of inconsistencies. He blows hot and cold. Look at Tielemans. He rarely blows hot and cold. And this season, as to why he has been blowing hot and cold, is because he's unsettled at Leicester. And by the time he really hit the ground running, we went to the World Cup break. That's it. But he had gone ahead to score very many, I think like 6, were there, 3-4 goals and banging in assists. His combination with James Maddison was out of this world by then. So that is Yuri Tielemans for you. And my mind is telling me he might find himself at Arsenal, but that will happen after Arsenal beats off competition from other teams that are really needing to take him. Signing Yuri Tielemans will call for a sign-on fee that is really hefty and a huge salary that you're going to promise him. If Arsenal can promise him a hefty salary and a huge sign-on fee, they can have their player. Now, Jacobs-Ben concluded the story of Tielemans by confirming to us that Arsenal were reluctant to pay the transfer fee over the past 2 windows, but now the Belgian midfielder is a bargain. Newcastle also really like Tielemans, and Manchester United are one to watch as well. Now, I had not even mentioned Newcastle, but look at how Newcastle is performing. If they continue stretching, they might find themselves playing in the Champions League. So, if Chelsea and Liverpool don't find themselves into the Champions League positions, that means they would have got an automatic disqualification from the race of vying for Yuri Tielemans. For the years has been playing at a side called Leicester City. I believe his dream has been to play in a team that plays the Champions League, meaning that Newcastle can come in the battle because they have the money and they can really out-convince him to join them. Manchester United and Arsenal. So that means the battle will be reduced to 3 teams. That is Manchester United, Arsenal, and Newcastle. So let's wait and see where this is going to unfold from, because Tielemans is a really talented player, and teams that are really looking at him are all in the top 4 positions of the Premier League, and they are really looking good. They are on their ascendancy. The trajectory is really impressive, and the appetite to sign Tielemans is really increasing, and we are waiting to see where the contours will lead Yuri Tielemans to at at the end of the season, because by 30th June, the contract of Tielemans would have elapsed and he would be a free agent looking to go to the next step of his life. Now, after Yuri Tielemans, Jacobs Ben again went to court offside and told us about Declan Rice. Declan Rice has been confirmed as the priority signing of Arsenal. Everyone is asking himself, what of Caicedo? I think I'm going to conclude today by bringing you the Caicedo story, because you guys might be wanting to really know a lot about this Caicedo story. Now, Declan Rice, 24 years of age, one of the best defensive midfielders in the Premier League, but to me, he doesn't make it to the top 5 because I believe Casemiro is the best CDM in the world. Thomas Partey, Rodri, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez. Which other? I think even Hojberg. No, Declan Rice might come as sixth. I think he comes 6th. But to be the 6th CDM in the Premier League, a league that is best in the world, having 20 teams, meaning that every team has close to 2 CDMs, you are really good. He's good. And I now know why Mikel Arteta is going in for him. But if I told you Mikel Arteta, I've always come out and reiterated my words that there is no way I come in to do the needful and sign Declan Rice when I'm having Caicedo. No way I can do such a deal. But for Mikel Arteta, he finds it peaceful to get Declan Rice ahead of Caicedo. And Jacobs Ben has brought us an update about Declan Rice's story to Arsenal. He has told us that, I understand Rice's preference is to stay in London. It's probably fair to term Arsenal the favourites right now. So, Arsenal favourite to sign Declan Rice. The last story I brought you about Declan Rice was reported by a certain athletic journalist, one of the most credible media outlets I've seen in the world as far as sports is concerned, confirming to us that Declan Rice is trying to make inquiries about how it is at Arsenal, meaning that inside his heart he's convinced that maybe he can thrive better at Arsenal than any other team in the Premier League. Arsenal are really ready. They are really ready and they are willing to break the bank to sign Declan Rice, a player that has really gone ahead to improve a lot at West Ham, and his manager told us that they are going to go on and really sell him on a record British fee or cost at West Ham to join another team. But him wanting to stay in London, obviously, Arsenal is in London and Chelsea is in London. So which of those teams is he going to go on and do? Because Declan Rice is a naturally born and bred supporter of Chelsea. He loves Chelsea, but when you look at the trajectory, I think he has gone ahead and really told us his preferences. He has gone ahead and really hailed Arsenal a lot on several occasions, and Chelsea looks like it's in the build-up, and the project might not be convincing to him. I think it would have been easy for him to join them when Thomas Tuchel was there, because some stability was really around, but right now there is no stability. Now, David Austin of Declan Rice has told us that Arsenal and Chelsea are currently leading the race to sign Declan Rice next summer. So guys, as it stands, I think Arsenal are really having an upper hand. However much Chelsea are really willing to sign Declan Rice, there is something that Arsenal has that Chelsea has to fight hard to get to convince Declan Rice to join them. And what's that? It's Champions League football. Declan Rice, while at the World Cup, hinted at how much he wants to be playing in the Champions League. The Champions League is a league or football tournament that sees elite teams play there. In the Premier League, only 4 teams are given a chance to play into the Champions League. As it stands, Arsenal is topping the Premier League table with 50 points, and Man City is having 45 points. Manchester United is having 43 points. Newcastle is having 40 points. Chelsea is having 30 points, meaning that they are having a 10-point difference between them and the team that is really fourth. United is 13 points ahead of them. There is even Tottenham Hotspur that is having 39 points. So, can Chelsea break that dominance or break that ceiling and get out Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, and Newcastle to get into the Champions League fourth place of the Premier League? That is going to be so much determinant. The moment they are not in the Champions League, I think Arsenal are really going to be into this race solary, and they'll fight a single battle to sign a player known as Declan Rice. Maybe Manchester United, but they've already told you that the player is thinking of staying in London. He doesn't want to leave London. That gives him a chance to go on and really play for Arsenal. And if at all Arsenal wins the Premier League, there are going to be very many attractions of players to Arsenal. Very many players are going to be attracted to Arsenal. Do you know why? Arsenal is having the most convincing project in the Premier League. The future is assured. Edu is at the helm of all the sporting decisions made at Arsenal. Mikel Arteta is one of the upcoming managers that have really shown that he's good. He has built his team on young talent. Declan Rice is 24. He's in the perfect profile player that Mikel Arteta needs. So I believe the only way Chelsea can come in the equation is when they really go and play the Champions League. If they are not in the Champions League, they are not going to find themselves in the battle to sign Declan Rice with Arsenal. The other option they've got is to win the Champions League. If they win the Champions League, they'll find themselves in a position that will see them participate in the Champions League of next season. And you know that very well and what it means here onto the Rokani Media Football. So smash the like button, close to 300 likes. We should bring in 300 likes. Guys, get them in. Smash the like button, guys. And don't forget to subscribe, because the more you subscribe, the more you are really going to find yourselves in a better position not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I think you're loving my new graphics, not so? We thank the Holy Spirit for having given us the idea to really come up with this. Now, Gary Neville was one of the most audible and sounding journalists or pundits that really came out and questioned how Mikel Arteta is going to go on and really act with his Arsenal team without Gabriel Jesus. Remember, Gabriel Jesus got injured in the last group stage game of Brazil when they were playing Cameroon. He returned on the 7th of December. He underwent a surgery at London Conley, and he's just some 16 days away from return to play for Arsenal, and is expected to play his first game against Leicester City away at King Power Stadium. That is on the 25th of February. Now, Gary Neville has gone ahead and really revealed to us what surprised him after he asked us a question, and it looks like he was on the overlap, and he told us that on which player surprised him most this season. He says, I'm going to go Nketiah, because I thought when Jesus got injured, I thought that could be a problem, but he's played really well for Arsenal. Now, no one will downplay the efforts of Nketiah unless otherwise that person is a sadist. But if at all you are a person who is really seeing goods on the right side of football, Nketiah is one of those huge surprises that has really got many by shock. Me out, because I knew Nketiah could score goals. And for any striker, if chances are provided to you, go on and score them. In this spell when they've not been having Gabriel Jesus, Nketiah has gone ahead to score very many goals. He has 4 goals in the Premier League, and I think Arsenal has played 6 Premier League games. Their first game they played after the World Cup was against West Ham. Nketiah scored 1. Against Brighton, he scored 1. Against Manchester United, he scored a brace. Against Newcastle, Arsenal never scored. I think against Tottenham Hotspur, they never scored. So Nketiah never scored. So those are 6 games that Arsenal has played, and he has gone ahead to score 4 goals. For any striker scoring 4 in 6, that is really elite. Then, in the FA Cup, he scored 1 goal. That tallies to 7. That tallies 5 goals in 7 appearances. So, good thing for Nketiah, but there is one thing that Jesus brings to the game that he doesn't have. The movement, the talent, creation of spaces, the way he really risks himself for the club, the intensity. I think that is naturally born in Gabriel Jesus, that you cannot even outplant out of Jesus and implant it into Nketiah. But trust me, Nketiah is one of those that has been going ahead to surprise very many people in the world, especially those that least believed in him, especially my other comrade known as even Kosi Arsenal podcast. I think Kosi is also one of those that have been surprised by how Nketiah is really scoring in goals. But everyone will go ahead and really criticize him for missing out on sitters, but even Jesus was missing out on goals. But for him, he is having clear sitters that he's missing. Tottenham Hotspur missed out on a very clear sitter. And his composition, when he really hits all runs into, all is really played into the 6 yards area of the opponent, I think he needs to concentrate a little bit more. In the game of Everton, he's being played in by Bukayo Saka. He takes a very good, nice touch that takes off close to 2-3 defenders. And instead of really going in for a cutback, he went in for a shot that never even came near the goal area. So I think he should improve onto that. To me, I believe he's in the better hands of a manager known as Nketiah, because when I saw Nketiah play for Everton, PSG and Arsenal, he was one of the most composed midfielders in that spell of football. So guys, thank you for watching in. Your reactions to Tielemans' free transfer to Arsenal are welcome in the comment section below. Declan Rice, Arsenal favourites to sign him in the summer. And obviously, what do you think about Gary Neville being surprised by Nketiah after the injury of Gabriel Jesus? And which other player in the Premier League has surprised you after the World Cup? Thank you guys for watching in through. Rokani David remains my name. Rokani Media Football is the YouTube channel you are watching us on. I think we are left with one more video, and it's coming in through with some footage coming in from the training ground of Arsenal ahead of the game of Brentford. They are going to host at Emirates on Sunday. I'm out. Bye-bye. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly and cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Good night, my mates, those who are going to sleep. Those who are still awake, I'm here to bring you more tea about your favorite football teams on this channel. Bye-bye, guys. Not so? I think it's hard to... who say that goodbye is the saddest word? But the good thing is that here, even if goodbye is the saddest word, we take like 2-3 hours, return with more tea. Not so? Bye-bye, guys.